Hello everyone and welcome to episode 5 of my Minecraft survival series. Today I will be giving a tour of the Kingdom of Nastrom, which I finished in the last episode. So let's get straight into the tour. Entering through the south side of the kingdom, you can see the walls on the kingdom which have coal, redstone, and lapis, which in hindsight was not a good block to include in a massive wall such as this, but it does look nice and I had some to spare. And right at the opening gate there is the library with some cool statues of a lantern on the hook and a book. And straight into the inside here we have all the books you could ever need, some sitting areas, and on the floor above up here there's some more sitting areas to lounge around, grab a book, and then a skylight up above. And if we head down the stairs to the basement, it gives off a little bit of a different aura, kind of the archives of this world, which if you work your way through the dark catacombs, you find yourself to the story room with different stories of the world and my different adventures outside of the YouTube videos I've made. And leaving the library on the other side and going to the left, there is the fancy housing district, which has a full interior with some lecterns to write at, some cooking area with a sink and stoves, and then of course a little sleeping area. And that is basically the interiors of all these buildings in this quadrant surrounding this windmill over here, which I'm surprised the blades turn out this good. And we have it working away the wheat on the inside here, pounding it to a pulp with all the inner workings up there. And if we head on over here, it's a little hotel area with a horse track right in the middle here. And inside of the hotels there's a 2-story area with the same sink and kitchen area with the fridge, with 2 separate bedding areas with some drawers to put your clothes in. And at the top there's a little bit of an attic that's a little decrepit with the cobwebs and some old books. And that house interior is also the inner workings of the central housing area going down this way over here. If we walk down this way, you see there are a lot of houses to have villagers in. And in the middle there are different trading areas. So here is kitted out with the Fletcher. Over here is the smithing area with the tools and the weapons. This building right here with my face on it is the armor's area. And over here is the farming area with different kind of food, either cooked meat, fruit and vegetables, or some sweets, whatever you could desire. And then there's some cute little park areas down this way with a training room with some campfires to sit around and some training over here, and a little archery range right there. And then over here there is the mine shaft that goes down to our mining area, brimming with ores on the outside. This building near the exit here is the woodworker, kitted out with his stone cutter right there. And if you go through this gate, there is the spruce farm, which single-handedly basically built this area. And we have some material stocked up to be put on this crane and lifted down to go onto our ship, which is a neat little place with a steering wheel right at the top. And of course a captain's quarter, which is nice and snug with their own captain's log and bedding area. But if you aren't lucky enough to be the captain, there is a housing area down below that's a little cramped with the bunks, but you have all the treasures of your pillaging. And outside of the ship, right off near the exit, there is a prison area for the commoners, so that you can lock them up inside here if they stole some fruit. There is also a botanical shop with all of the various different flowers and some of the aquatic and specialized nether flowers on display right next to the shipping area for oncoming traders. And over here is another common area that you can just kind of sit back, relax, maybe play a game of horseshoes over here. And then right here there is a little nature area kitted out with all of the flowers inside of Minecraft. So a cute little area just to walk around and enjoy all the beautiful colors. And to feel a little bit more welcome, there is a fish area where you can get your fish, sit down and eat some. Then to feel a little bit more safe, there is a guard tower right here. If you go straight up to the top, you can overlook the outside and see the entire interior of the place. And heading on over here is a trading area for wandering traders to come in and trade their various goods, whatever they might have on them. Then you may be wondering, what is this central house that looks a little bit overgrown? Well, this is the house that started the whole entire area and is where I've been living. Over here is the workstation with all the different crafting tools that I could need, and a little auto smelter, a storage area over here in my friendly alley, enchanting and brewing area right here. And upstairs we have a few more rooms, which is the old treasury, which is now in the castle, and the old study area where I took notes of the building of the kingdom. And then outside just have a little cup of coffee and my cat, just enjoying seeing the kingdom come up around me. And in the attic of this house there are the dogs and a progression map of the world, the planning stage with my house starting everything, and then the finished build with all its glory. And on over to this area by the horse track from earlier, there are the horses, the fastest one I found in this area, along with some skeleton horses. And then of course there is the butcher area with the saws and a little messied up from the last butchered animal. And here is the farm with all the main farming mobs, in my opinion, with a storage area on the top floor with pumpkin, watermelon, and your hay. And another farming area over here with your beetroot, potatoes, and carrots. With all this produce, you gotta have a cute little tavern over here where you can just sit back with your buddies, come up over here and get yourself something to drink. And over here we snuck in a brewing area where if you do need to buy some brewing items, you are set. And down this way there is a bee farm nestled over here with the bees over there and automated system right here. And over on this side there is another tavern snuck away over here, a little bit smaller than the other one, but still a good place to relax at. And we're gonna fly out over here. You just toured all of this area over here with all of its little inner workings. And heading on over to this place, there are some more general houses with the 2 floors and the attic on the top, built basically the same with slight differences. And over here is a little bit more of a cramped living area, but down here is the check-in for the hotel, a little sitting area for whatever food you may get, a little dart board over there if you want to throw some darts, and then here's your living quarters, a place to write, sleep, and read books, a whole bunch of them to fit a lot of people. And if we exit that building and walk through the alleyway, we are met with the library again. But here's a little bit more of a fancy house with a basement, with a dining area and cooking, and a little bit of refrigeration. And there's a whole top floor just for living with your drawer, bed, and place to write. A little bit roomier than the other 2 store places. And here is the church. Inside we got our pews, the arches and chandeliers up there. the place to preach from. And if you go up this ladder, you can work your way all the way up to the bell tower, where you can ring the bell if ever needed to warn people of danger. And then over here we have our little nether portal nestled away right here, so connecting to the other builds in the world and farms. And each of these gates have a night automated locking mechanism triggered by a daylight sensor for maximum safety. And that is the surface of what is going on in Nastrom, but there is an underlying story which is told through the various lecterns inside of each of the buildings. And just as a little bit of a hint, if you find a blue orchid inside of any place or location, it means that there's something important in that building and contributing to the story. Hidden places like the sewers underneath of the city. And of course there is a lot of hidden stories inside of the actual castle of the Nastrom Kingdom, which if you want to know more about that, it is the first few episodes of my survival series of building the castle, the interior, and filling the prison with all the hostile mobs. That concludes my tour of the Kingdom of Nastrom, and thank you for joining me, and I will catch you all later. Goodbye.